Okay, turn this down. We're going to be talking about, no, not we, me. I am going to be talking about the 16 things I hate about my FT-710 Yaesu. Wait a minute, you say that's not an FT-710. Yeah, I know. It's what makes me hate my FT-710. And before we get into any of that, please note, if you are bothered by a shaky video, this one might shake. And if you're bothered by cabling, my cabling, you don't like cabling. If it's too distractive for you and you don't like my cabling, yeah, don't watch this video. Anyway, let's focus on the FT-710. You're not seeing the FT-710 because it's sitting over there in a box. About ready to get it sent out to Yaesu because the video port doesn't work and it's got a 3-year guarantee on it, and I need to get it in before the warranty's over. So a little backup history. About 7-ish years ago, 8 years ago, I bought an IC7300, and I used that radio, just about my primary radio, for about 7 years. Really liked the radio, nothing wrong with it. But after owning it for 6-7 years, I got a little tired of it. Yaesu, about 2.5 years ago, came out with an FT-710. And then it went on sale about a year after it came out, and it had a lot of hams were liking it. And I got on the air with some other hams that were using it with my 710, and they sounded okay. So I ended up buying one, and I got one on sale just before the Christmas of 2024. And I used that radio for 1.5 years, and I really liked it. And I wasn't complaining about these 16 things I'm going to complain about now. So after about 1.5 years of owning it, and I liked the radio, and I was impressed with it, I found this FTdx-101d on sale at Gigaparts, and I was kind of drooling over it. I was impressed with the little 710. Yeah, it's like 3.5 times more expensive than the 710, but I was getting a little bit bored after 1.5 years with the 710. Not terribly. So I upgraded and I got this thing. And after I've had it for 2.5 weeks. And after owning it for 2.5 weeks, I began to figure out some things that I didn't like about my FT-710 that I never knew. And so here they are. Mode changing. You want to change the mode? Easy peasy. The 710, you got to go into the menu, you got to push a function button, you got to go in the menu, and then this pop-up screen comes up, and then you got to hurry up before it goes out. And yeah, you can set the timing on that. And so changing the mode is not as easy. This is easy peasy. The 710 is not. Okay, next thing. 8-pin circular connector for the microphone. Oh yes. Yeah. The 710 has that RG, I think it's an RG45 connector, 8-pin. It's a modular connector. It's used in LAN ports, telephone jacks, things like that. They're terrible to crimp. If you need to, want to make your own microphone connection to something adapted to something else, they're terrible. They're difficult to release. The plastic breaks on the connector itself. So yeah, anyway. Shift and width, notch and contour, and peak, audio peak tuning. These guys. They're not on the knobs. They're handy. really nice, really nice. I use the shift, the peak, and the notch and all that stuff very easily. Just grab it and go. On the 710, you got to go you got to hit the function button. You got to go into the menu, and it's particularly annoying the noise blanker, the dynamic noise reduction, the dynamic notch filter. All those things are adjusted in a little pop-up window, which you only have like a couple of seconds to get to. And they're annoying to adjust. You have to go between the 4 choices in the menu, and then you have to click on, with your finger, you have to hit it on the touch screen. And it's small. You got to, big fingers don't work out so good. And so it gets, frustrating to adjust those things, especially if you're talking to somebody or you're listening and you're getting some interference and you need to get into that thing. It's not nice. This is nice, very nice. Okay, so the 3 antenna ports. Okay, so the 710 only has 1. The 3 antenna ports come in handy. Let's get up here, and you can select between antenna 1, 2, and then the rant. Yeah, I'm ranting. That's receive antenna only. And I've got it connected to a piece of wire that goes outside. And you can see this is all noise. And if I go back to this is on a doublet antenna, ladder line fed, going through a tuner. You can see a lot less noise. And if you take it out of mono, see the 2 signals this is in the rant. And so this is the rant signal, and this is the antenna 1 signal. Go back to the rant antenna, looking at all the noise. So here's a deal. If I turn off my monitor, see the noise go away? I turned the monitor off because the cable that goes from the HDMI port to the monitor port is not shielded properly. It's a cheap cable. I got a better cable coming. So this now the dipole antenna, which is a doublet, is balanced, so it doesn't see quite all the noise. I'm going to turn it back on. And when it comes on, there's all that noise. Yeah, you can see it in here, all that noise. Go back to the normal antenna, which is in port 1. No noise. Signal's a little bit stronger because there's a 30-foot piece of wire laying on the ground to feed that. So yeah, it's going to be stronger, but it's a lot less noise. Okay, next item. Okay, mic gain, key speed, pitch, and processor. Again, all these things are available on the front panel, right there. So if you're in CW and you want to change key speed, or you're in sideband, AM, FM, whatever you want to change, your mic gain, your processor level, all right here. Nice and handy, quick. On the 710, you got to go into the menu. And you got to hit the function. You got to find the function button, get in the menu, figure it out on the menu. Let's bring up the menu in this thing now. Here's the menu in this thing. You got to figure out what you want to hit. You got to hit it, and then you got to go back and adjust it with this knob. Now, this is easy peasy. This is nice. Okay, let's get out of the menu. And what else we got here? Less knob play. Okay, now it wasn't a big deal. Didn't really notice it a lot until I bought this radio. These auxiliary knobs are a lot tighter. They're not perfectly tight. They're a lot tighter than the 710. 710 wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't a game changer, but this is a little bit higher quality knob. The main VFO knob, they're both very solid on the 710 and on this guy. So anyway, it's, little quality thing, minor. Band changing, yes, band changing. So on the 710, there's a button up here that says band. You got to hit that. Then a pop-up menu comes up, and you got to hit that. You got to get to the menu before it times out, and you got to figure out what band you want to go to. This one, yeah, watch this. Yeah, we did. Now, let's, hit the 7.0 button, and you're on 40 meters. Nice. Yeah, easy. And it's dual color. The blue is for the main VFO, and the white is for the sub VFO. So you can change things around. Band changing. Waterfall color diversity. Yes, you see that? There's white, blue, and then in the pass band where I'm tuned to, there's orange and yellow, and on the peaks there's yellow or gold. And so it has more color diversity, and if I go into the sub menu, I can hit color, and you see it's got a narrow band SDR color. Yeah, got more color diversity, things to choose from. I was a little disappointed in the color diversity for the pan adapter and all that. This has got more, and it's I like more, so got more. The sub menu, this has got a sub menu button, which I just pushed, which comes up with those things, and it makes it quicker to get to. So anyway, it's got a sub menu. Dual metering, yes. See here? Dual metering. You only have one meter available, and if you want to go between if you want to watch SWR and I'm watching comp on this on the transmit, and like the 710, you can punch the meter and you can change things around. So yeah, but this has got 2 meters. So yeah, more meters, more better. Oh yes, dual receive. Okay, yeah, I know. The 710 it doesn't have dual receive. This one does, so I like that better. VC tuning, yes, VC tuning, variable capacitance tuning. This guy, just turn it on, and you can move it around. I think, no, now I can move it around. And it's moving around. Yeah, you can tune out some noise later. It's nice, especially if you got somebody that's really close to you and they're very strong, like literally a neighbor a few doors down, or you're in a campsite, you're doing field day, and you got some very strong close-in signals. You can eliminate some of that, the interference from that, broadcast stations, things like that. And I use that once in a while, but it's neat. Built-in speaker, the speaker. Yes, the built-in speaker. It has really good audio out of that built-in speaker. My 710 is an AESS. I'm sure they had to stick that E in there. Otherwise, anyway, it's audio extended speaker system, and it works good. It's not a lot of great fidelity, but it's good communication audio, and it makes it easy to understand, especially with that side-mounted speaker. It points out in one direction, and the top-mounted speaker points in the other direction, but it doesn't have that fidelity that speaker does. And I don't have the matching external speaker, but I understand that has even better fidelity. This is good fidelity. That external speaker, a little bit better fidelity. and it should be because it's $300 and some odd MSRP. Yeah, okay. So anyway, I don't have that. But the built-in speaker is what makes me hate one of those things on my FT-710. Front-mounted USB and keypad. Yes, nice. I can plug my mouse in or take it off from the front panel. I can plug in a keyboard. The 7-inch diagonal display. Very nice. Very nice. I really don't need to use that guy. With my unshielded cable that goes in there, it makes extra noise, so it's kind of not a good thing to have. Especially even at some distance away from it, it's easy to see. It's easier to, punch on a signal and be a little bit more accurate because it's bigger and you can get there, and yeah, nice. The 710 has a 4 1/4 or 4.5-inch diagonally measured that way, and this is a 7-inch. This is so much bigger, seems like, than that 710. The 710 is a little harder for big finger people to pick something out on it. It's just a little harder to see from a distance. And the last thing I like that my 710 didn't have, which makes me hate my 710, is this outer ring. I don't really hate this outer ring. Yeah, you can use it for a variety of different things. What are we doing with it right now? We're moving frequency. It's programmed to move frequency. You can hit this button over here and hold it down, and then you can select what you want the outer ring to do. You can hit level, which is outer ring. Did I hit level? Yeah. Hit level. Okay. So I don't have it. Okay, there we go. So we're got to enable it. So we hit level, and it does that. Goes up in level for the display. Turn it back off, and it goes into frequency tuning, along with the VFO tuning. I got the VFO tune for not fast, normal, and this is for fast. So anyway, those are the 16 things that my FTdx-101d made me hate about my FT-710 that I never hated until I got this radio. So warning, if you buy one of these, you're going to hate a lot of other radios. If you buy a lesser radio, you'll reappreciate this radio. So it's a hate appreciation. I don't know what you'd want to call it. 7 3s from me, KBA KCO.